Hey there, it's the Blood Sugar Detective, and in this video I wanted to talk about the lancing device and just some tips and stuff about how to use it. In our case, we use the One Touch Delica lancing device, which out of this packet looks like this right here, and then we use these lancets that come along with it that we'll put in. This is the one that we got when we first started with the blood sugar testing. It came with our meter. Eventually we had to buy another one, and we've used a couple meters. So you can buy these separately if you need to, like if you break one, but one also comes with the One Touch Ultra Mini, which is what we use for a meter. Inside also comes some instructions here, and I recommend that you read through those no matter what lancing device that you use, just to see if there's anything that is of value in that literature that comes with it. Now, usually it's a good idea to wash your hands before you lance. Sometimes people will say put an alcohol swab on the puncture site, but we don't do that. I think that kind of dries the hand out. So the main reason we wash the hands is just basically to keep glucose off of them and tainting the blood sugar check. We just don't usually worry about everyday hands. If there's obviously if you got major dirt on them, you want to clean them off, but they suggest that you do wash your hands. And these lancets here, they suggest that you replace them each time because they can bend and they do dull. Typically, we probably end up replacing them more like once every day or so. But anyway, what you do, you take your lancing device and you just twist the cap off. You can see I don't have a lancet in there. And you just take the lancet and you stick it in and you twist that, and then you re-put the cap on. You want to be careful that when you put the cap back on that you don't catch the needle and twist it. And once you have done that, then you'll pull back on to make sure that it's latched, and you would push the blue button here in order to do that, so to lance the skin. So again, you pull back until it clicks, and then at the bottom here you'll notice that there's a depth scale, and right now it's on 4, and it goes from 1 to 7, ours does, and the smaller the number, the more shallow the puncture, and the larger the number, the deeper. So you'll want to start with a lower number and work your way up to get a drop of blood on your punctures. So you'll have to kind of experiment. It depends on how thick your skin is, whether you need a deeper puncture or a shallower one. Then what you would do is you would just apply it to the side of your finger, like this, and then you would launch the lancet, and that would, I'm not going to actually do it in this video, and then you would kind of squeeze the finger to get the blood out of the tip, and we'll go over that when we do a full blood sugar sample. But after you do the lancing, you would take off the cap, and then it's recommended that on this cupped side here, that's where you're going to stick that back in, and so you would stick the lancet in here like this, and push down, and then eject the lancet like that, and then put the cap back on when you're ready to use it again. And then you would put that, since that's got blood in it, you'd want to dispose of it in a sharps container or whatever safe container that you use. It's a good idea not to share your lancing device with others because you don't want to share blood-related materials between two people. So basically, if you have trouble getting blood out of the fingertip, you'll want to kind of, maybe take your hand and kind of squeeze it like this to get some blood pumping into it. I know my son, a lot of times what happens is his hands are cold, or if he hasn't been very active in the middle of the night, it's a little harder to get the blood out. And so that'll kind of help you, or maybe run it under warm water to get a little more blood in. basically, that's kind of how you prepare and use your lancing device. And this is the one that we use. And if you get any questions or comments, be sure and leave those below in the video, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have about that.